all the orders whatever user has ordered, that should be displayed. You can see here we are having my orders, and whenever I click on this, this variable gets active, and if this variable is active, this entire data will be displayed for me. Now in this project, I'll just come to pending orders, and inside this pending orders, here I am having, you have only one pending order. So now here I'll just come to VS Code editor, I'll just close this one. Now inside this profile.php, we have already created this my orders, and inside that here I have given the href profile.php, and for this I have given the get variable as my orders. Now if this variable is active, only then I have to display the table. I'll just do Control B, and here I'm just going to create one file. Inside users area, I'll just create one file. I'll just write here user underscore orders. User underscore orders or my orders, whatever you want, you can give. I'll just do Control Z. Now here if I just write here h1, okay, let me just write here h1. Here I'll be writing hello orders. Hello orders. I'll just close this h1. I'll save this. Now inside this profile.php, in the same way how we have written for edit account, here I'm just going to write for my orders. I'll just copy this my orders. If this is set, I'll just paste that one. Then I have to include user orders page, user orders.php. I'll save this. Now I'll just refresh this one. Now here I'm having profile.php. When I click on edit account, this form will be displayed. Now when I click on my orders, you can see hello orders. Whatever I am having inside my orders page, that will be displayed for me. Now in place of this, I just want to display the table. I'll just remove this one. Now here I am not going to write basic boilerplate of HTML, and also I am not going to include bootstrap CSS link, because this entire file I am going to include inside profile.php, and in this I have already included this entire thing. So I am not going to include here. Directly I am just going to write the code for form. First here I will be writing h3. I'll just write here h3, and for this I'm just going to give the class. I'll just write here text center. If I don't give this text center, then also it is going to work, because for this div container I have already given the class as text center. Okay, so from here I'm just going to remove this one. In place of this, I'll just write here text success. I'll just close this, and here I'm just going to write all orders, all my orders or something, all my orders. I'll just close this h3. Okay, as of now I'm not getting any suggestion, so I'll just write this basic boilerplate. Later on I'm just going to remove this basic boilerplate. I'll just paste that one here. Now I'll just refresh this one. You can see here I'm having all my orders. Now below this I should be getting the table. So for that we just have to write the table. Here I'll be writing table, and for this I'll just give the bootstrap class as table. For entire table I want border, so we are having bootstrap class table bordered. And for this border and for this table I'm just going to give some margin from top. I'll save this. Okay, before that let me just write here table row, and inside this table row I'm just going to create table heads. Okay, totally I want serial number, I need amount due, I need total products, invoice number, date, whether the payment is completed or not, and finally I want the status. Okay, this order number I have just printed in my demo project. Let me just show you. Inside this demo I am having serial number, here I am having order number, but in my project I just don't want this order number, only serial number, amount, total products. Okay, this entire thing I need. First I am having serial number, and inside this I am just going to paste. Okay, if you want you can give table head as well. Then I am having amount due, I'll copy this one, and here I am going to paste. Then we are having total products, I'll just copy this one. I'll just copy this total products, and here inside this I'm just going to paste. Okay, in the same way I'm just going to copy this entire thing. I'll just fast forward this one. Okay, I have pasted all the table headings. I'll just save this. I'll come here. Now if I just refresh this one, you can see here I'm having this table heading and all the content. Okay, all the table heads is been displayed. Now for this table heads I just have to give bg info. Okay, before this table row I'm just going to create table head, and for this I'm just going to give the class. I'll just write here bg info. Now I'll come. Now if I refresh this one, you can see the bg info color is been applied. Now below this I just have to display the data from the database. Okay, as of now I'm just going to below this I'll just write here table body, and inside this I'm just going to write here table row, then table data. First let me just write here static data. I'll just write here 1, amount I'll just write here 100, total products I'll write here 3, invoice number some random number, date I'll just write something, complete or incomplete I'll just write here complete, and finally status I'll just write here confirm. Okay, this entire thing I have written. Now I'll just come here. Now I'll refresh this. You can see all the data is being stored, but this data I just want in secondary. I'll just come here. For this body I'm just going to give the class. I'll just write here BG secondary, and also I'm just going to give text color. Before that let me just show you the output. I'll refresh this. Now you can see here I'm having this, but this text is not visible. So for that I'm just going to give here text light. I'll save this. Now I'll just refresh this one. Now the color is being changed. Okay, now everything is working fine. Now what I am going to do, in place of this static data, I just have to display the dynamic data. Whatever data I am having inside the database, that data should be displayed here. Okay, below this I will be writing PHP code to get the data from the database, that is whichever user is logged in, that user data should be displayed for me. Okay, how many orders that user has ordered, that data should be displayed. So for that first I have to access the user ID. So I'll just come here. Below this body I'm just going to write PHP code. I'll just close this one, and inside this I'm just going to write the query to get the user ID. First I'll just create one variable. I'll just write here username, and inside this I'm just going to pass this session variable. Okay, I'll just write here username. Inside this username will be stored, and that username will be stored inside this variable. Now once I get this session variable, I'll just write one query here. I'll just write here get user, and inside this I'm just going to write select star from user table. Okay, from user table I'm just accessing the user ID. Select star from user table where username, okay, this is the column name, is equal to this one. Okay, if these and if these are getting matched, only then I have to access that row. After this I have to execute the query. I'll just write here result, and here I'm just going to write MySQL query, and this is going to take two parameters, connection variable and this variable wherever we have written query. Okay, in this file also I'm not going to include connect file, because this entire file we are including inside profile.php, and whenever we are including this file inside this profile.php, we have already written this one. Okay, we have already connected to the database, so again and again I don't have to connect here. After this I just have to write here to fetch the data. I'm just going to write here row fetch. I just have to fetch only one data, so I am not going to wrap inside while loop. To fetch the data we are having MySQL fetch array. Let me just write here assoc, and inside this I'm just going to pass this result variable. Now from user table I just have to access the user ID. So here I'll be writing user ID is equal to, and inside this I'm just going to write row fetch, and here I am just going to pass the column name that is present inside the database. Okay, using this query what I have done, I have just accessed the user ID from the database. Now here let me just write here echo. I'll just write here user ID. I'll save this. I'll refresh this one. Now you can see 1 is being displayed for me because user ID, because column 1 2 is having the user ID as 1, so that I have accessed. Now I'll just comment this one. Now once I get this one, using this user ID from orders table I'm just going to access all the orders this user is having. Now below this I'm just going to write PHP code. I'll just close this PHP code. Inside this I'm just going to write get order details. Get order details is equal to select star from order user orders. Okay, whatever table name we have created, I'll just write here user orders where my user ID is equal to this ID. Okay, whatever ID we have accessed, if this is equal to this one, only then I have to access the data. Okay, user can have multiple orders, so I will be having multiple orders inside the order table for same user. So here I am just having select star from user orders where user ID is equal to user ID. If this is getting matched, only then I am going to execute this query. I'll just copy this one, and here I am going to paste. I'll just write here result orders. I'll copy this variable, and inside this I am just going to paste. Once I get this one, now I am just going to wrap inside while loop, because one user can have multiple orders. Here I will be writing row orders, and inside this I am just going to pass this MySQL fetch assoc, and here I am just going to pass result orders. Okay, this is the same pattern whatever we have done previously. I am just doing the same thing. Now from this user orders table, first I am just going to access the order ID. Order ID is nothing but, I'll just write here row data, and inside this whatever column name I have given inside the database, let me just check for that. Inside this user orders, for order ID I have just given order ID. You can see for order ID I have given order ID. I am just going to pass the same thing. I'll just write here order ID. Here also let me just give the same spelling so that we don't get confused. Then below that I am just going to access the amount. I'll just write here amount due, and inside database I have given the database, okay, I have given the column name as amount due. The same thing, I'll just paste that one. Then after that I just have to access this total products. I'll just write here total products. I'll copy this one. Here I am going to paste. Then we are having invoice number. I'll copy this and here I am going to paste. Then finally we are having order status. I'll just copy the same thing and here I'll be writing order status. I'll just copy this one and here I'm just going to paste. Okay, what I have done, I'm selecting the user orders. I'm selecting the data from the user orders. If this user ID and if this user ID is getting matched, only that data I'm going to access. After that I'm executing the query. I'm fetching all the data from the database. Okay, how many times I'm having this user ID is equal to 1, that many times this data will be accessed. But as of now I'm having only 1, so only one time it is going to access the data. Now below this one I'm just going to write echo, and inside this I'm just going to pass this entire table row. I'll copy this, I'll cut from here, and inside this I'm just going to paste. Now in place of this static data, I just have to display this one. For serial number, here let me just create one variable. I'll just write here number is equal to 1. I'll just copy this, and inside this I'm just going to paste that one, and here I'll be writing $. Then after this TR, I'm just going to increment that number plus. Okay, this is the serial number. Then I just have to display the amount due. Amount due is stored inside this one. I'll just copy this. Here I'll be pasting that one. Then I'm having total products. I'll copy this and here I'm just going to paste. Then after total products I'm having invoice number. I'll just copy this invoice number, and inside this I'm just going to paste that one. And after invoice number I'm having the date. Okay, date, let me just access the date as well. I'll just write here order date. I'll copy this one and here I'm just going to paste. I'll just copy this order date, and inside this I'm just going to paste that one. Then we are having order status, that is complete or incomplete. I'm just going to copy this order status and here I'm just going to paste that one. And finally for this confirm, I just have to create one anchor tag. Now here I'll just remove this one. I'll be creating anchor tag. I'll just write here href, and inside this I'm just going to create one file, that is confirm payment.php. I'll just close this one, and inside this I'm just going to write this one. I'll just write here confirm. I'll just close my anchor tag, and for this I'm just going to give the color. Let me just write here class. I'll just write here text center. Okay, sorry, text light. I'll save this. I'll come here. Now if I refresh this one, okay, here I'm having undefined variable row data on line 39. Okay, let me just check for that. On line 39, here I'm having, okay, here I just have to give row orders. I'll just paste that one here. Okay, because while fetching the data we have given this row orders, so we just have to pass here row orders. I'll refresh this one. Now you can see whatever data I'm having inside the database, that is been fetched for me. Total product 1, amount due 50, you can see amount is 50, total product 1, date is been displayed, status is been displayed, and also invoice number is been displayed for me, invoice number, date. Now here in place of this pending, I just have to display whether the payment is completed or not. Now when I hover on this confirm, you can see below I am getting confirm payment.php. Okay, later on we are going to work on that. Let me just change this one. Okay, if the status is complete, then I should be displaying complete. If the status is not complete, then I should be displaying incomplete here. So below this order status, I am just going to check for the condition. If my order status, if it is equal to pending in the database, if it is equal to pending, then I just have to display. I'll just copy this order status and here I'm going to paste. Then I just have to display incomplete. I'll just write here incomplete. Else I just have to display complete. Okay, the payment is complete. I'll paste that one and here I'm just going to write complete. I'll save this. Now you can see here I am having pending. I'll refresh this one. Now here I am having incomplete. Now in database, if I just change it to, if I just write here, let me just write here, if I just write here complete, let me just write something. Okay, this is not equal to pending now. Now if I just refresh this one, you can see now the status will be complete. Okay, this is how we are going to work. Let me just change this to pending. I'll just refresh this. Now again here I am having incomplete. Now I'll just come to home. Now I'm just going to order one more product. I'll just click on this and also I'm just going to order this one, capsicum, order items. Now here I'm having 2 products, now totally I'm having 2 products. I'll just click on checkout, pay offline, orders are submitted successfully. Now you have 2 pending orders. Now when I click on this my orders, you can see 2 data has been displayed and everything. Okay, whatever data we are having inside the database, that is been displayed. Let me just come to pending orders. Now when I click on this my orders, then also I am getting this data, okay, order details, because inside that I have passed this my orders. Let me just show you. When we created this function inside common functions, when we created this function for order details, we have already passed this one, profile.php and my orders, and when this is active, then we have to display this table. Okay, now we are done with this. Next we are going to work on this confirm payment. When user clicks on this, let me just show you. When user clicks on this, how to get this one, how to submit the payment, everything we are going to see from next session. Okay, now you can see here the serial number is not getting changed. Here the serial number is getting changed. Okay, let me just check for that. Now why this number is not getting incremented? Because here I have incrementing and here I am initializing to 1. Again this while loop will run. Again this will be initialized to 1. Again 1 will be printed. Again here it will be incremented. Again this while loop will run. Again I have initialized to 1, so again 1 will be printed. So I'll just copy this variable. So outside this while loop I am just going to assign this one. Now I'll save this. Now you can see, now if I just refresh this one, here I am having 1, 2. Again I'll just come to home. Now I'll insert one more product, add to cart. I'll come here, I'll click on checkout, pay offline, orders are submitted. Okay, now you have 3 pending orders. When I click on order details, now you can see serial number is working and also I am getting total products. Here I am having all the status is incomplete, and finally here I am having this confirm. Okay, later on we are going to see, once I confirm the payment, then instead of this confirm, I should be getting here paid option. Let me just show you. When I click on this confirm, now I am just going to select the payment, UPI. Let me just select here PayPal, confirm successfully. Now you can see this has been changed to paid and the status is been changed to complete. Okay, next we are going to work on this, how to create this one, and also we are going to see how to create this payment page.